Hi, and welcome to the Diamond Report for Thursday, March 30th, 2017. This is your host, Doug Diamond. I've got us looking at Earthquake 3D, the last 48 hours worth of earthquakes globally. And if you watched last night's Diamond Report, you'll probably remember that I mentioned we'll see some movement soon in the Indonesia and Sumatra area. And in fact, we have. We've got 5.0 earthquake right there off the coast of Sumatra. And I also mentioned we would see movement in Japan. That has not happened quite yet, but that's just a matter of time. We've got plenty of movement up here near Kamchatka, Russia, and also down here at Taiwan. So the next place to move in this region will be right here along the coast of Japan, central Japan most likely. There's another earthquake. That's what that noise is. As we cycle around the globe here, you can get a good idea of the movement over the last 48 hours. Plenty of it. And there's still a few silent zones. Let's turn the rings down. Let's take a look at our silent zones. One that jumps right out to me right here is just off the coast of Ecuador right here. We'll probably see some movement right in here in the next few days because there isn't any right now, and we've got a quake here in Peru and then also up here in the Colombia area. So we'll definitely see some movement there, probably down here in Chile as well, central Chile. And we've got plenty of movement across Europe and the Middle East, which is pretty normal actually. Let's turn the rings back up so you can kind of get a better idea. There are lots and lots of 2.0 magnitude quakes, quite a few 3.0s, a few 4.0s, and quite a few 5.0s. Nothing real huge in the last 24 hours or so, other than the one near Kamchatka or at Kamchatka, Russia. We had a magnitude 6, almost magnitude 7 right there. 6.6 I think is what it was. So that's our earthquake update for today, and let's move on to the headlines. MSNBC panelist: I get to decide what racism is and you don't. Hannity says Obama administration admits Trump surveillance. 12 signs that America has become a politically correct madhouse. From Michael Snyder of End of the American Dream. That it has. End the state's monopoly on policing. It's from Mrs.org. Trump and Putin could meet for the first time at Finland Arctic Summit. Putin welcomes opportunity to greet American president. It's from RT. Paul Ryan scared of Trump working with Dems on health care. I don't want that. It's from Zero Hedge. Wilders, the anti-globalist Patriot Spring is in full bloom. We will prevail and save our civilization. From Breitbart. And from the Daily Caller, Fox News brings back Judge Napolitano, who still stands by Obama wiretapping claim. Report: Obama administration blocked FBI director's offer to reveal Russian meddling. The White House shut it down. From the Daily Caller. From Paul Joseph Watson, new figures prove the mainstream media's audience is literally dying. The average BBC viewer is now age 61. Video: CNN investigated Russian salad dressing after White House press secretary's joke. Google and Soros behind fake news on internet privacy. Another hoax in the war on the First Amendment. It's from Jerome Corsi. ICE releases second name and shame list of sanctuary cities. George W.'s reaction to the Trump inauguration, quote, that was some weird blank. Former president was disturbed by America First message. Well, of course he was. He's a Bush. North Carolina lawmakers announce deal to repeal state's controversial bathroom bill. Congress launches largest investigation ever over fake news. Again from Paul Joseph Watson. Video shows Saudi man literally hurting veiled Muslim women with a stick. Is this the brand of Islam feminists want to import to the West? Yep, I think it is. Why do liberals hate beautiful women? The left worships all things ugly, rotten, and decadent. So true. From returnofkings.com, why modern men need to develop a passion for living. Their souls consumed by a vicious cycle of debt servitude. Shadow government challenges White House security to kill Trump. Shadow government continues to push for a coup. Dubai to have tower dangling in the air from space? The building would be suspended from an asteroid orbiting 50,000 kilometers from the Earth. I don't see that happening. Media now reporting civilian war deaths in Trump era. Once silent mainstream media now pretends to care about civilian drone deaths. From ABC, EPA denies petition to ban pesticide used in crops. Chemical said to interfere with brain development of fetuses. From CBS, planned Ann Coulter visit to UC Berkeley has organizers fearing another backlash. Melania versus Hillary is elegance versus perversion. While Hillary aligns herself with communist provocateurs, Melania stands up for women's rights. Yeah, I would say she actually really does care about women's rights. Federal judge extends order blocking Trump travel ban. From the LA Times, sets the stage for Justice Department to appeal to the U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals to reverse the ruling. Little girls all over the world shown paralyzed and convulsing after the HPV vaccine. Life-ruining vaccine being pushed on young women around the world. Yeah, it's also being pushed on young men, on boys. Please don't let your kids get any vaccines, but especially these HPV vaccines. They're dangerous. Your kid may never talk again. The EU could break up the U.S. Juncker in jaw-dropping threat to Trump over support for Brexit. It's from the Express. Turkey ends its military operation in Syria after reaching its immediate goals. Assange's safe haven at risk. WikiLeaks founder likely to lose safe haven if runner-up candidate wins Ecuadorian presidential election. From the anti-media, war between U.S. and China brewing in the South China Sea. China has largely completed major construction of military infrastructure on artificial islands. Report. Growing Islamic extremism in Latin America poses major security threat to the U.S. From the Daily Caller. From the Hill, artificial intelligence is key to defeating future hackers. And Stefan Molyneux, globalism is in full panic mode. The global elite are on their heels as humanity continues to awaken. From the Daily Signal, in shift from Obama, Trump leans on the military in fight against terrorism. Imagine that. State Department staffer caught spying for China. Staffer served under Clinton, Bush, and Obama. Good Lord, these people are wicked. Abortionist says, watch who's in the room when you dismember a baby. Abortionist ignores law requiring her to take a baby to the hospital if it shows any signs of life. Exclusive, John McCain caught working for Russia, the elite panic. Establishment continues to invert reality, claiming Trump is a puppet of Russia. Waves on Sun give NASA new insight into space weather forecasting. Breaking. Plan to assassinate Trump leaked. Elite coup against Trump is in the works. Assad must go no more. U.S. government shifts priorities in Syria. Obama, the globalists, had insisted Assad must go. It's from RT. How socialism ruined my country. Find out how socialist policies left a growing economy in shambles. Homeowner guns down 3 masked armed burglars with AR-15. Intruders carried a knife and brass knuckles amid brazen midday robbery. Report. EU head threatens United States. Fearless girl statue to remain for a year. Feminists demand more. Statue opposing capitalist symbol has become a feminist favorite. Students sign petition to ban professors who voted for Trump. We want to make sure all the professors here are progressives. Accidental gun deaths hit record low amid boom in firearm sales. U.S. considers 100% tariffs on EU goods as Trump ramps up trade war. That's from the Express. From Free Beacon, federal debt held by public now at the highest level since World War II. And Live, Democrat battle plan to take down Trump leaked. Trump in danger from Dem plot against the executive. New Huma Abedin emails reveal additional instances of Clinton sending classified information through unsecured emails. Special favors for Clinton donors. It's from judicialwatch.org. Press release, U.S. Department of Education indoctrinates students into Islam. From christianaction.org. From crossmap.com, canon lawyers and theologians to hold conference on deposing the Pope, a topic that has never been the focus of a Catholic conference before. How to depose a heretical pope. Would you become an immortal machine? Transhumanism is here to stay. Don't believe me? Look at your smartphone. The world at your fingertips. Its apps, an extension of yourself. Your digital persona, your connectivity to the global community. That's from NPR. The United States should be prepared to launch preemptive strikes on North Korea, including a nuclear attack if necessary, before the communist nation uses its nuclear bombs that could kill 90% of Americans, a former CIA chief said Wednesday. Is healthcare a right or a good? The Affordable Health Care Act, commonly called Obamacare, is attributable as much to the failure of politics as it is to the failure of politicians to understand the constitutional role of the federal government. It's from LouRockwell.com. Then from Sheila Zielinski, a new Steve Quayle and Tom Horn interview, Unearthing the Lost World of the Cloud Eaters. AI versus MD. What happens when diagnosis is automated? It's from the NewYorker.com. Fukushima update, 50,000 trillion becquerels of radiation leaked. 300 tons of radioactive water leaking daily into the Pacific. No known technology to fix it. TheBigWobble.org. I think there are some technologies, but it's being hidden. America's Achilles heel is also our worst nightmare. Do you dare to prepare for the end of life as we know it? 84% of Americans can't go a day without their cell phones. It's from All News Pipeline. You know, I gave up my cell phone in May of 2015, and I have not looked back since. Riots, fear, anger predicted by AI. Simulation detects your emotions under stress. It's from Activist Post. Congress sold your privacy to the corporations. Then Steve says, if Trump allows the following legislation to become law, he just told you who he is going to support through the life of his administration. That's from Dave Hodges and the Common Sense Show. Scientists will now alter weather over Arizona. Chemtrails added to Cloud Atlas. ChristianTruther.com. Well, they've been altering the weather over everywhere for a long time. Decades at this point. Letter written to Grand Mufti from Himmler uncovered. And Steve says, think out of the box on what is currently happening in Merkel's Germany. That's from ynetnews.com. From enenews.com, most catastrophic fisheries collapse in history expected along West Coast. Official says, this is a nightmare. I have never in my life dreamed that it could get this bad. Threat of coast-wide fishing failure. And Steve says, famine was the plan all along. Very important story. This is why Europe is a boiling cauldron ready to boil over. Remember the 1915 slaughter of nearly 2 million Christians by the Islamic government of Turkey? Silence is always the ally of those who would commit genocide. That's from All News Pipeline. Russian and American troops are within hand grenade range of each other in Syria as they overlap while fighting ISIS, warns U.S. commanders. That's from USDefenseWatch.com. Hodgson, elected officials of sanctuary cities should be arrested. It's from WPRI.com. We're living in the golden age of on-screen cannibalism. Zombies are shuffling out of the cultural zeitgeist. Their replacement? A more human kind of flesh-eating monster. And Steve says Hollywood has turned into Zombiewood. That's from TheVerge.com. From SHTFplan.com, facial recognition tech could ensnare millions of innocent Americans for crimes they didn't commit. Rehearsing a NATO invasion? Germany recruits Russian-speaking actors to take part in U.S. Army training. It's from Sputnik News. From RT.com, 60% of Americans believe mainstream media reports fake news. The Fool. Farage tears into Juncker threat to break up U.S. over Trump support for Brexit. Convert to Islam or face murder conviction. Pakistani prosecutor reportedly tells Christians. That's from RT. Matt Drudge says Rand Paul is America's best senator. I would agree with that. That's from Zero Hedge. The world is on the edge of a financial Fukushima-style nightmare. It's from KingWorldNews.com. Prepare for millions of jobs to disappear overnight once driverless car and robot and drone technology perfected. Marine Le Pen vows to destroy the New World Order. Putin slams geoengineering as uneducated and against nature. That it is. And from Breitbart, Texas Governor Abbott, I will sign legislation that could put sheriffs of sanctuary cities in jail. GOP leaders ready to burn Trump. Defund border wall to woo Democrats. It's from thegatewaypundit.com. Yeah, well, many of the GOP leaders are rhinos. They're Republicans in name only. They're basically Democrats. Conspiracy theory no more. Harvard reveals big oil approved stratospheric injection geoengineering. It's also called SAI, or stratospheric aerosol injection. It's from the freethoughtproject.com. I would definitely recommend visiting Dane Wigington's website, geoengineeringwatch.org. Pentagon calls to brace for Star Wars as U.S. dominance in space is challenged. It's from Sputnik News. From the Express, Venice terror. Trio arrested over plot to bomb famous Rialto Bridge. Scientists have discovered a way to destroy cancer tumors using nothing but sound waves. It's from naturalnews.com. That reminds me of technology from Royal Raymond Rife. Very similar type thing. Banned video reveals the horrors of Venezuela's starving population. Also Natural News. Groundbreaking docu-series launched, The Truth About Vaccines, will be final nail in the coffin of vaccine industry lies. It's from Mike Adams and Natural News. How vaccine mandates violate women, the government versus your human rights. From freedomoutpost.com, North Carolina legislature sells you and your children out to transgenders for 30 pieces of silver from the NCAA. Vice President Pence grins as he casts a tie-breaking Senate vote allowing states to keep federal grant money away from abortion clinics. That's a good thing. Trump continues to pound the failing New York Times as he renews warning about a change to libel laws because the paper has disgraced the media world. New emails release. Hillary Clinton still haunted by Emailgate. It's from Sputnik News. What do they know? Why are the super rich leaving major cities? That's from MyDailyInformer.com. From WND.com. Zuckerberg-funded charity supports radical Islamic groups. The ticking time bomb that will wipe out virtually every pension fund in America. It's from Michael Snyder of the Economic Collapse blog. Okay, that's all for the Diamond Report today. Thanks again for listening and watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you will, and I will see you tomorrow.